I used to kind of joke that I had my heart broken more from restaurants than I did from relationships, but it's kind of true. I am Chef Lindsay Autry, and I am the chef owner here at the Regional in West Palm Beach, Florida. I guess some of my earliest memories are like at my mom's house. She made the most incredible biscuits, and she would always save a few for me, and late night we would eat those, like probably when I shouldn't have been eating and I should have been in bed. But I also started cooking competitions when I was 9. I used to like turn my parents' dining room into, I guess now I know that it would be like my mise en place, like 3 weeks out. And a lot of it was about food safety. So I remember us like driving through the drive-through at Hardee's when I was like 9 and sweetly asking if I could get some of their disposable gloves to use for my cooking competition. When I started doing cooking competitions, no, being a chef was not even in my mindset. I mean, where I grew up, I didn't know of any fancy restaurants or chefs. I mean, that just wasn't part of it. And then during my sophomore year of high school, I kind of came across culinary school and said, you know, this would actually make sense. I mean, I love to cook, it's all I do. I do it competitively, and then that's what really kind of took me on that path, and I've never had another job. Yeah, so I think in general, food has always been a part of my life. I mean, my family had a peach orchard that we worked on during the summer and had a roadside stand, and then in the fall I would do my cooking competitions. And I also showed livestock, and so, you know, I think I was always surrounded by food and really had an appreciation of it, really truly from inception all the way to the table. You know, I think these days a lot of farm to table has become somewhat cliche. You know, if you want white asparagus, you can get it. And I remember growing up that we really ate what was available to us. And even in the grocery store, you didn't see arugula and watercress and you know, all these different types of baby lettuce mix. I mean, there was iceberg. I mean, and growing up in a rural area, I mean, that's kind of what we did in our free time, you know, is we cooked, we canned, what we say in the South, we put up, you know. You froze it, you canned it, you pickled it, you made a sauce with it, you did something, you didn't let it go to waste. So today I'm going to show you all our tomato pie, which is a dish that, to be very transparent, was one of those like, I need one more hot app to open this restaurant, let's do a tomato pie. And now I think the restaurant would self-implode if I got rid of it. As I mentioned, I mean, I grew up, my family had a lot of produce and a farm, and I love tomatoes. Like, that would be probably the one ingredient that I don't know that I could live without. But I'm picky about them. There's nothing worse than like a mealy, gross, refrigerated tomato from the grocery store. And I guess I'm spoiled in the fact that I grew up picking them off a vine still warm. So there is a tomato pie that's part of Southern culture that, but it's typically very mayonnaise heavy and very cheese heavy. And so I took the thought of the tomato sandwich that's so near and dear to me, and the idea of the tomato pie, and just kind of rebalanced it. So the tomato pie, we make a savory pie shell, you know, just really good quality flour, good quality butter, milk, and salt. You know, pie dough is just a few ingredients. And then after we make the dough, we chill it overnight, we roll it into sheets, and then we mold them into individual little pie tins and blind bake them. We take all these beautiful San Marzano tomatoes that are called Tyrans, and we slowly roast them with olive oil, salt, and pepper, and let those cool. We make just a classic caramelized onion by just cooking down sweet Vidalia onions with a little bit of thyme and butter until they're nice and caramelized. And then we make kind of what we call an herb and cheese aioli. I use Duke's mayonnaise because I used to make my own mayonnaise, and then I realized that if somebody else makes something better than you do, then just buy it. And so we use Duke's, and then we add lots of fresh chives, parsley, and dill. And we fold in a cloth-bound aged white cheddar, fontina cheese, and grana padano. And then the tomato pie gets layered in the shell with the aioli and caramelized onions and tomatoes, and then we repeat that process until we fill the whole pie shell. And then we just gently bake it until the whole thing is warm, and we serve it just as simply as that. It's kind of an uncomfortable question to answer. How do you feel as a female chef? And for me, I'm just a chef. You wouldn't refer to someone as a female doctor or a female judge or a female whatever occupation. I mean, yes, it is still, you know, unbalanced as far as the gender roles. When you're 22 and an executive chef and you look 14, you know, I don't seem to have that problem anymore. But I felt that I had to be more aggressive in my approach to get what I wanted. And it took just maturity and mistakes to learn that actually if you treat people with kindness and understanding, you'll reap way more benefits. People will be loyal to you. I was fortunate enough to work for a female executive chef and see how she balanced, and I really came up under her. And I think that gave me the confidence to know, you know, that I can be my own. I think she really taught me like how to be a lady and a badass at the same time. As a woman, I feel that we innately want to nourish people. I think that we bring a different perspective, not only in food. I think that creatively, you know, that women have a different approach as far as leadership and management. I think as I've gotten older, one of the biggest things I've realized is that I really can't do it all myself, you know, and you have to trust other people. And if you can develop people to trust you, that you trust, and empower them enough to feel that it is theirs too, that they take ownership of it, then I think that's really how you achieve balance, is through others. You know, whether it's a babysitter, whether it's your family, your chef de cuisine, your sous chef, your general manager, whether it's the dishwasher or the line cook or even the person that just like busses tables, we can all learn from each other. And I think when you learn that and accept that it'll actually make you stronger. I really love the hum of a busy kitchen, of a busy restaurant. I love to see all the pieces come together, especially when it comes to the way that we serve people, the way we set a fork on the table, how the pen is positioned to sign a check. And I think sometimes people think that all that might be a little too much, but it's actually what gives you the ability to be great. I love the operation, knowing that I'm creating a great environment for people to work, to build a team, and that people enjoy coming to work every day. And I feel responsible for that morale. And I think that's what really keeps me going. You know, I mean, I think this industry in general is, I mean, it's tough, right? We have really slim profit margins. I used to kind of joke that I had my heart broken more from restaurants than I did from relationships, but it's kind of true. Because I think as a chef and as someone that's creative, whether you define yourself as an artist or whatever it is, you know, you really put your whole self into something and really make it yours. And it's really heartbreaking when it doesn't work out. And I've had those experiences, you know, where I really loved something and it was out of my control that it had to close or I had to take a step back. And it did, you know, as cliche as it is, that one door closes and another one opens, it's very true. And knowing not to take it so devastating, but to reflect on what your mistakes were and grow from them.